Well, good morning. The weather has changed out here. I'm out in shorts and a short sleeve shirt and it's chilly. The sun chose not to rise today and man, I would put on a jacket. I'm headed up to the barn as soon as I can to go up for my lesson and hang out and hopefully watch my trainer ride. I've heard nothing back from her about registration for the car, so I don't really know what to do. I thought about just renting a car for the day, but now I'm thinking maybe I'm just gonna risk it and go. I spent a while last night car shopping, basically. Not that I have the cash to buy a car, but I just have this urge right now to take control of my life in ways that just remove her from the equation. I don't want to be beholden to her car or her this or that or stuff from the place that we shared together. Like, I wish I had the financial situation to just, yeah, I've said this before, but just burn it all, start again, however humble, and just buy new stuff and begin again. The reality is, of course, I can't. It's frustrating, and it feels like this is her way of exerting control over me because she's not getting what she wants, and it's annoying. I mean, I can make do. I can go out and rent a car and be fine for a few days, but... Well, here we go. I am running a little later than I'd like to be. I wanted to spend some time with the dog and just make sure she felt loved and cared about. Back to school, she's alone a lot more, and I feel bad for her. So I hung out with the dog for a bit, and I walked her and pet her, and we just hung out. I know today is the day when all of his horses are supposed to move in, so I'm curious if they will already be there, or if they might come while I'm at the barn, if it'll be him, if it'll be him and her. There's a lot of potential chaos with today, but I have my marching orders. I am not to approach, talk to, make eye contact with, give dirty looks to him, her, his clients horses. Yeah. So, there will literally be nothing. I mean, on the inside, it'll probably tear me up, but on the outside, it'll be fine. Those are the big things. I don't like this discomfort surrounding the registration on the car. I think it's a little uncool. Interpersonally, things are not good with her and I, but the status quo of technical things such as the mortgage, her health insurance, her cell phone, all the things that just keep us ticking along until we're done. I thought keeping the car registered would fall on that spectrum. I guess I shouldn't be surprised. She is kind of trying to run the show. And I imagine from her perspective, she thinks I'm a total because I didn't sign the quitclaim and nothing happened last week. But the truth is, I don't know why my attorney didn't get back in touch with the mediator. I just don't. I even sent him an email asking if he was going to contact her. What I do know is I met with him. I have my counteroffer, which matters to get this thing settled, and I'm going to send that out. Why he's not contributing to mediation, I don't know. But I don't think that's my responsibility. And I don't really feel like paying for his phone call with her when I just spent a whole lot of cash to meet with him in person, and I have a sense of his stance, what he thinks I should do. And at some point today, I will contact the mediator and say I have a counteroffer. How do I present it? And then I'll either email it to her or send it to the group or whatever. And then there will be fireworks. Big, nasty, awful, terrible, hellish fireworks. Like the San Diego 2012 fireworks, where everything explodes all at once, and it's kind of breathtaking and horrifying at the same time. And I just need to kick it into gear, and I'm worried. Because once you set that thing rolling, it's gonna be a juggernaut. You know, it's gonna be bad and awful and expensive. Really, it's the expensive thing. As somebody who doesn't, like, I don't come from money, I don't have money. So the thought of doing this thing is scary. But she's also being incredibly unfair. Am I going to fight for what's right for me? You know, I'm not asking for the moon. I'm not doing anything crazy. Like, this is what's fair. Or am I going to shy away from that because I'm afraid of her? Am I willing? I'm not a gambler. You know, I don't go to Vegas. I don't take financial risks like that. And that's sort of what divorce feels like. If I do what she wants, I can just walk away and I'll be fine. But I don't get what's fair. There's no guarantee I'll get what's fair, but if I take a risk, I might get what's fair. And that's what sucks. It's not like if I take a risk, I could come out well ahead could take a risk and get what's fair. And the fact that I have to take a risk for fairness is really sad. Because you would hope that somebody you loved for 7 years, who loved you, who called you their soulmate, who had everything in the world invested in you, supposedly, they would want what's fair too. From my perspective right now, she's not a particularly great person in my eyes. She's done a lot of really terrible things. But I don't wish her ill, you know, I don't wish that she'd get hit by a train or disease. Like, at this point, I just want her to go away. I want her to go away so I can be fine. And that's it. I don't wish her bad. I don't wish her success, but I don't want her to suffer. And I don't know that that's necessarily reciprocated. I'm not saying she wishes me super ill. I just don't think she cares about me anymore. I think when the switch in her head flipped and she just stopped loving me, wanting me, caring about me, liking me, all of that, I think she just stopped, like, she's just done. She just doesn't want to have to deal with me, think about me, have anything to do with me anymore. If she never had to think about me again, that would be her preference. That's a crappy feeling to be on the receiving end of. I think I'm lucky to not have control issues. Ability to be easygoing when you don't feel like it matters, to be accommodating, you know, to have a sense of what's important and what doesn't, and fight for the important things, and to let that which does not matter truly slide, you know, just don't worry about it. I'm grateful that I really feel that way. Making these videos is interesting because the real-time journaling of things is particularly fun. Like the other night with the peppers, when I watched it back the next day, I think the part that made me laugh the most was knowing what you know after the fact. When I was first leaving dinner and I was sniffling and my eyes were tearing, and I was like, that wasn't a good dinner. I can see a cop, like a police car behind me, and I'm nervous because of the registration. Okay, so as the police truck passed, yeah, it said SWAT down the side, so I guess the SWAT guys aren't going to pull over a Toyota for a registration sticker that's 8 hours lapsed. I still don't like this feeling though. That is the Boy Scout in me where I'm like, I just want to have it right. I just want it to be perfect. Maybe this is another one of those things. Like, what's your stress level? Ooh, pretty. Hold on, I want to show you claps. You know, like, is the cost of renting a car worth the stress of being afraid you're going to get pulled over every time you go out driving somewhere? And clearly this morning, the risk was more worth it to me to get to the barn. That game we all love when we pull into the barn and see who's there. Got a car backing down the driveway, but it's not a Prius, so that's good. All right, good people on the right side. All right, so far, good people. Vincent. Hi, bud. Hey, bud. You want to hang out and go for a ride? It's nice and cool. That's a big no. Can I tell you about my awesome day? So I got here and all the horses are here. All of the horses that he trains or whatever. But what that means is my one barn friend, her other Friesians came back, one of whom I really, really like. So it was cool to see him because he's been at the barn that I'm not allowed to go to, or respectfully wasn't going to. I probably could just go there, I don't know. It was cool to see that horse. And then it was cool to see another horse I like, but it's one of his clients' horses. I have not been expressly told by the owner that I may even look at her horse. So my lesson was big. There were like 6 of us in the lesson, but there was the core group of 4 of us that have taken a bunch of lessons lately. It was really fun to hang out with them. And then, yeah, like 2 of them are in high school and one of them's like my age. So it's just this fun group of people. And 2 of them have corgi belts, and I've decided that I'm gonna buy 2 more corgi belts for, you know, the other person and I, so we can be a team of corgi belt wearing people, which feels not creepy because I have a corgi, so I should be allowed to wear a corgi belt, even if it's a little adorable, I think, but maybe my judgment is skewed, I'm not sure. Both of the barn people came out and Matt sort of gave me a lesson separate from other people, which was cool. We did a fair amount of work just on like posture and positioning because I have bad posture. I just do, you know, and I work on it, and I work really hard, and
And now the problem is when I work on my posture, apparently I have I'm too rigid. So I have to like relax. And I walked back to the barn and Larry and Dom were there. It's like, Ken, would you be willing to ride Merlin? And I was like, yeah. I've literally, like, it's been one of my goals for the summer to have somebody ask me to ride their horse. For the first time today, I did somebody a favor by riding their horse for them. I got to ride Merlin, and it was really fun. I had a blast. I got to ride a horse for free, and he was sort of hemming and hawing at, like, you know, he doesn't trust a lot of people to ride with him or go on trail rides with him, but tomorrow he has to take Karanus down into the canyon, and like, would I maybe like be around and possibly be kind of interested? I was like, yeah, yes, I would totally be interested in going for a trail ride tomorrow. So I might get to ride again tomorrow to do him a favor. Is that not the ideal symbiotic relationship? It's something he needs, it's something I want, but we both get what we want out of this situation? That would be incredible. Plus, I like trail riding. I haven't gotten to trail ride since Chile. That would be a blast if we got to go out on the trail tomorrow. I'd be super psyched. He's a reining horse, and he spins really fast. So I was like, just so I know, like, how do you make him spin so I don't accidentally do it? So Larry kind of showed me how you sort of get his attention and bump him with your leg and pull the reins one way. And man, it is like witchcraft. Like, if you do that combination of moves, the horse starts to spin around in a circle, and you're like, oh my God. Like, it was trippy. And he's like, if you keep your leg on, he just goes faster and faster. He's like, don't look down or you'll get dizzy. And I thought, this is weird. It's another one of those days where I feel lucky for this situation. For the people, for the opportunity, for the kindness, for the attention, for a situation where I don't feel alone and sad. I feel like tomorrow has purpose because people are like, hey, you coming up tomorrow? You gonna be around? I wasn't sure if I should go, but if it would help the cause, hell yeah, I will be around. I think that sense of feeling wanted or needed or part of something is really huge, probably for everyone. I know it's big for me right now because when I don't have that, I get lonely. I like to be knitted in with people. I like to feel like I'm part of something. I'm grateful that they've been open to accepting me. I was about to say, they'll never know how much they mean to me. Well, if they ever see these videos, they might have a sense of what it's meant. All right, heading out. It was fun. It was nice to just sit with a team of people and watch. I really loved it. There were emails or text from my wife and the mediator, and I looked at them and I thought, I don't want to deal with you. So I didn't. It's Saturday. Why am I gonna stress? She got my email about the registration. If she had any empathy in her, she would know that I'm probably stressed about it, and she hasn't found it important to talk to me, so why bother? It's really not worth the trouble. If I don't feel it, I'm not gonna do it. I had a great day. I got to ride 2 different horses. I only had to pay for one of them. Yeah, I'm really, really happy about that. I'm going back to the barn, 1, because I want to feed, because I like feeding, and 2, to tempt fate, really. The more I can be at the barn and not see him and not see them and not deal with it, the more power I feel like I have. And maybe that's silly, but it's like charging something up. It's like a game of capture the flag where you have to control the flag for 5 minutes. You know, I feel like the longer I can be at the barn when he isn't there, I'm charging the flag. I'm staking a claim for longer, and that makes me feel more in control. I'm not in control, I know that, but it helps my head. He has this Japanese cabinet that was given to him as a gift, and I used to say I liked it a lot because I like Japanese woodworking. I really didn't like it that much. I don't think it's that well built. I don't think it's that nice. But it's become a symbol of him. It used to be at the barn I'm at now, and it wasn't away in a room. It was out in the barn aisle. Back in the days when I didn't think he was, evil, I just thought it was sort of nice, like it was a nice adornment. Like, oh, his cabinet is out in the barn aisle. But I look at it now as kind of a flag, like where he stakes his claim, and I hate it, and I want to damage it. I won't, of course. It's just funny to me. When he moved to the other barn where his girlfriend was, that cabinet, I can take a picture of that. There's nothing libelous about that. I'll show you what the cabinet looks like. But that cabinet was over near where her stuff was. So it was the two of them sort of merging their businesses and their barns, and it was gonna, you know, that was the future. And then when he broke up with her, it got moved way down the hallway, way down the barn aisle to somewhere else, to this like corner by the horse dryer. And I loved that. I loved that it was like, take your shit and go. I don't know what the story was, but I imagined her being like, get the fuck out. Get your shit and go. So he had to take his stupid cabinet and move it somewhere else. And I enjoyed that. And when I entertained thoughts of making his life really unpleasant, which I'll admit I did a lot because I don't like him, because he was a central character in my life falling apart, and I still don't like him. But I got to the barn today and the cabinet was there. The cabinet was back where it used to be. And it really sort of sums up what he's done. He left the barn and screwed people over. He left, took his clients and went, leaving sort of a financial void. And now he's back, and people have welcomed him back because he represents clients and money, not because he's a nice guy. Anyone I've talked to is not excited he's back. Nobody likes him, and that's just truth. I'm not making anything up. Things I've wanted to say to him. You know who's excited you're back? No one. No one is excited you're back. People who don't know you think you've done a shitty thing. People who do know you think you suck, think you're unscrupulous, think you have no morals. I got there and the cabinet was there back where it used to be, and I thought, you planted your flag. Brought your stupid cabinet back and put it where it used to be, and you've you've peed on your fire hydrant. You've marked your territory. And I'll admit, I spent some time today trying to imagine ways to destroy it. Subtle, clever woodworker ways of destroying it in ways that he wouldn't even know or appreciate. My initial idea back when this first started in the spring, I envisioned at school they had these giant post-it notes. Not the little ones, but giant ones, like whiteboard-sized post-it notes. And I envisioned just writing really mean things and just post-it-ting them to his cabinet. Cheater, adulterer, blah, blah, blah. Because it's true. And it wouldn't damage the cabinet, but it would make sort of a big statement. But of course I can't do that now because everyone would suspect it was me and I'd get kicked out of the barn. So I have to entertain that idea because I am classy. Outwardly. Inwardly, I'm not classy. Inwardly, I'd really just like to push the cabinet over. It represents him. And overnight, he moved it in the same way that he moved in on my marriage. He moved in on my life. Why does he get to do that? You know, I do wonder, like, what is it? Is it just confidence? Boom, 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 boom. I'm back to the barn. Let's see who's here. Katie is here, but not many other cars. Let's see who's on the evil side. Is it the evil midget? Evil midget. My wife's boyfriend, the evil midget. Evil midget. Ah, no evil midget. Evil midget. The evil midget. Get out of my video! Get out of my video! Oh, hey, buddy. Well, I'm officially the last one at the barn. Everyone else is left, and I'm just headed out. I'm gonna go check the sunset, and then I guess I'll head home. I'm not lonely right now. I have things I have to deal with that I don't know how to deal with. I have to respond to mediators and respond to my wife and just respond to, like, things. It was just a great day. I had a good time at the show. I had a good time afterwards with my barn friends. Wait, let me show you the sky. It's incredible. Yeah, I think I should go to the ocean. For some reason, the lines from the planes tonight are here. Yeah, I should go. Okay, let's get in the car and go. Hold on, let's talk to his horses and then, yeah. Hey, how you doing? Doing okay? You lonely? Are you suffering? It's hard when your outlook isn't so good, when you're owned by just a terrible, terrible person. You gotta work on your lockpicking skills, buddy. Don't give up. Come on, you can do it. Just jump through here. You can do it. Just jump. Tuck and roll, run. Run, jump, tuck and roll, and then you're free. Hi, are you okay? Are you depressed? Oh, you look so depressed. Oh, maybe we should try some CBD oil. Oh, you poor lonely depressed thing. I wish I was allowed to pet you, but I'm not. I can only talk.
Oh, your eyes are so sad. Why did he have to buy you? Why are you his horses? He's the worst. He sucks so bad. Your eyes are pretty. Jump through here. You can do it. Get free. I think the last thing I said before was kind of a big deal. I'm not lonely right now. I'm just living, I'm just doing what I can. And I have things I have to do, adulty things, divorcey things that I don't want to do that I have to do. But at the moment, I'm not lonely. I have a sense of belonging, I have a sense of place, I have a sense of purpose. I don't know what my future looks like. I don't know how much of a limit I've reached in terms of horses because I can't afford to do much more than I'm doing. And that's hard.
All right, I guess that's gonna about do it. Put that behind me. I'm really glad I came here. It's been a lovely evening and a great day. And I'm gonna get home and get the dog and have some dinner and see what I shot today. So hope you had a great day, and I will see you in a little bit. Well, hey, I am driving home, just thinking about things, thinking thoughts, and it's kind of bringing me down a little. I'm thinking about, it's something a friend of mine and I talk about a lot, kind of the finiteness of where my life is right now, or where it feels. I have a job. I love my job. I earn money, fine. But what I earn doing a job I love isn't enough to enable me to do the things I want to do. And I know that it's like, wow, cry me a river, welcome to life. Yes, okay. But my question is, how do I change that? How do I improve that? I have this dumb fantasy that these videos are going to be a gold mine, and I'll, people will be into it just because of sheer numbers, just because of the fact that I keep posting every day for months. Like, determination, willpower, will it become something just because there's so much of it? I don't know. When I first started, I was like, this is compelling, this is interesting, this is honest and real emotion. And it still is. It's just changed. Will people roll with the change? Will it still be interesting, or will people think I'm annoying? I think it will take some bravery to actually put these out. Particularly the first few. The first month or two, probably, like, those are raw. Those are hard videos. Those are tough days. But it's a real story. And I'm not typically a good storyteller, but that was real and that was mine. And I want to tell it. I think between now and Christmas will probably be a pretty dynamic time. In the next 2 months, I'd assume my condo will sell, I'll fully move out, she'll move away, I hope. I won't have to see him or his stupid cabinet at the barn. We'll make some arrangements for this divorce. I'm so utterly confused right now. I came down to my new building and they were having a swap meet in the courtyard. I went thinking, oh, that could be cool. And it was the most like hipster swap meet I've ever seen, which is not a negative judgment, but it was just like at least 3 vendors who were selling cassette tapes. Like tapes, like tapes. And that I don't get. I get vinyl, vinyl has a warmth and it's a classic thing and blah, blah, blah. Like, cassette tapes are not a superior format. They just aren't, they degrade, they're brittle, they're linear in that you can't choose tracks very well. There's not a whole lot of means of playing tapes anymore. Like, I guess you buy a retro Walkman or something, but it was, I don't know. There were vendors and it was like, photos by Lisa. But it was like, really crappy Instagram photos. Like, you could hire this woman to take really bad photos of you. And then you have apparel people who make like t-shirts, but they just have dumb words on them. I don't know if they think it's visual branding, but it's just like, if you made a t-shirt and put the word like everything on it, or turkey. Like I don't get it. All right, I'm gonna go.